this is your host, Dr. Usman Gill, and I have with me.
I am your guest. My name is Iftikhar Ali.
Yes, so we have Dr. Iftar Ali. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you, brother?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming in today. So we are gonna have kind of an interesting session today.
Yes.
So are you looking forward to it or not?
I don't know what we're going to discuss, but I'm looking forward to it.
Right, okay.
Let's
Okay,
keep
so-
the surprise.
Yeah, so basically, this is part of our discussion regarding different reels and different stuff which we see very commonly on social media. So we're gonna share our thoughts about them
Yeah.
and just
Sure.
see how it goes. Yeah, does it make
Of
sense?
course. Yeah, let's watch our first video then.
Yeah, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't introduce myself. I am Dr. Ali. You can call me Ifti as well. I work in Sheffield. I am going to be a GP in hopefully next few months. I'm a GP registrar at the moment. I'm an immigrant doctor. I've been in the UK for
Immigrant doctor.
yes.
Okay,
I'm in UK. Dwelled in the UK for past nearly 4.5 years.
Right. Okay, thank you so much. And this is Dr. Swangill. I think I should have introduced first, but
That's
okay. And UG Thinks is a platform which I'm gonna have discussions, thoughts, insights about general life experiences, opinions, and basically some guidance and tips about financial freedom and generally
Yeah.
how to live the life.
Yes, I agree as well. I
Okay.
agree as well.
Sure, let's start with our first video. So, what do you think of this video?
Don't take everybody's responsibility. It usually leads to disappointment at a deeper level at a later stage. Take as much as you feel that you can do without expecting anything in return and with a sense of happiness. When you feel it starts making you feel a little loaded, don't do it, because then what's the point? You're doing it with the spirit of doing it selflessly, right?
True.
So, what do you think of this?
I'll ask you. What's your thought?
No, so well, you are the guest, so I.
So I
I
think
probably
I part of the argument I do agree with it. Part of it from where you shouldn't expect, you shouldn't have any expectations of any returns. It is in context of any relationships in your life, whether it's your family, friends, work, your colleagues. So usual behavior is that if we're doing something for someone, we expect something in return as well, and that is mostly either similar or something better in return. And if we don't get it, that usually puts us in more like a despair or a kind of
But the
disappointment.
question here is, why shouldn't we?
Why shouldn't we?
Why shouldn't, if we are doing some good
Because-
for someone, why shouldn't we expect them to do the same?
Because human have this sense of selfishness. So it's not necessary that what you are considering as like doing a regard to someone or doing good for someone does not necessarily mean that they would take it as it is as well, that they think that they're obliged
To repay.
to return it, and
So
we have this kind of internal human feeling, a part of it which is a bit selfish as well. And sometimes also it's about perception. The other person might not perceive it as regard, or
Right.
sometimes it might be just selfishness, or sometimes they might return it, but that shouldn't change the outcomes of if you're doing anything for anyone or you're doing any kind of work.
Interesting. So, the way you're saying,
But that is just one part of the argument. I think that's partly I kind of agree to the argument, not wholly.
okay, so right, okay. I think what the way I perceive it is, I think what he's saying is defensive. In this sense, what Shahid Kapoor is saying is, if you don't do stuff, so if only do the stuff which you don't expect a return from, why? That gives you like no expectations basically. So if you're not expecting anything from anyone, even if you have done something for the person, you have no control on the other person. So it's possible they return it, it's possible they don't.
Yeah.
So by doing that, you basically get into the state where you don't care.
Yes.
And that kind of is important for your peace of mind. And of course, again, you won't have any expectation. So if you won't have any expectation, then they can't hurt you.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Fair point. I think that's not a bad way to do things for someone. But there is another point to this thought as well. The other one is you still can do a lot. So what Shahid Kapoor was saying was, if there is task is something which you can do without any stress, you do it. But if it gives you stress, you stop doing it because you're not expecting any return. What my view on that, in another angle to this thought is, doing things for someone, even if it causes you stress, but getting a reward from your creator. So you can do stuff which give you stuff. For example, that's what most NGOs are doing, aren't they? So they're doing for the good of humanity. They're doing for without any reward. So whoever they are treating, or whoever they are doing those things for, doing those giving those donations to, they're not gonna get anything in return, for sure, from them, of course. For the person, the people in Africa, the people in Uganda, all those countries where the NGOs are working, they are doing the stuff, of course, that requires a lot of stress. That requires giving up your life, and you just, a lot of people who are doing that, that's their full-time job. Some of them get paid for that. Some of them can do volunteer work, and that's the other point. So it's possible that you can do even the stressful work.
Yes, I think
with the perception of getting a higher reward.
Yeah.
Of course, not getting return from that person.
Yes. So I think the discussion which Mr. Kapoor was mentioning, I think there were two aspects. One was having a return for any deed that, or any kind of favor that you've given, but also the other part was about the stress factor, and whether or not it's like all true is like very subjective, and I don't know if everyone would buy that argument. It's not even for like a greater cause, even for a humanly cause, like it's, if you are privileged, yes, you can say I like this thing and I'm gonna work on that. But do we think that opportunity or that privilege has is available to everyone? And I think that's not the right answer, isn't it? So everyone has not that privilege that if they don't like something or some work, they would stop doing it.
Now, I have seen some examples where it all comes back to our journey for self-actualization, isn't it? So about Maslow's pyramid. So the base is basically human necessities, and on the top there is self-actualization. So I have an example in my mind where the person is not privileged, but he is doing everything for others. Can you think of an example? It's very famous in Pakistan.
I'm sorry, no.
Abdul
Oh yeah, Mr. Edi, yes.
Abdul in Pakistan. Yeah. He is the person who, have you seen his house?
Yeah, I've seen his house, yes.
Exactly. And he runs the biggest ambulance service in the whole world. And he is going everywhere, getting money for other people, not for himself.
Yeah.
I think this is something which I think is part of self-actualization. So you don't worry about your financial situation. You don't worry about your other needs. Even some of people I've seen even in my personal life, they don't worry about if they're eating enough or not, if they're wearing enough good clothes or not.
But even on the pyramid or triad we're talking about, I think there are a few exceptions who achieve the self-actualization or realization
without
going through all the levels. So most of the people you'll see in the world are who have already achieved the bottom part of Maslow's, and they move to something bigger. And I agree that the few exceptions you're talking, they're the kind of the world leaders, and then they are they are the kind of ideal personalities in the world. But if you talk majority of the people, even if they they'll have to continue, or they have to that harbor or suffer through that journey before getting to the actualization, self-actualization.
I've seen one of my relative. He is okay himself. He's not like living in poverty or something. But I've seen him. His brother is very rich as compared to him. But they have some joint investments together. But this person, despite being poor than his brother, he's giving his everything to his brother. He's not expecting anything in response. Of course, so what I'm trying to state here is not a few examples which are world class. For example, and that can be cheaper and others. I don't know, but
Cheaper is making a lot of funny videos.
I don't
sorry
know.
to say.
I don't know what cheaper. Like
Okay.
that's what I mean. So we know about only the famous one, but I have seen some example in my own life where people are doing things for their brothers despite having all this, like, which doesn't fulfill the criteria in the lower part of the Maslow pyramid. Just go direct to self-actualization, So of course, I think this is a possibility. So we are discussing possibilities here.
Yeah.
Again, coming back to Shahid Kapoor's comment on this, I think he's right. Most of the time, that's how we should work, especially in the friends. If you want to be safe, you don't want to have a lot of expectation of others, so only do the stuff which you can do and don't get any return. But of course, there are people who don't care about return. Then they go on doing things for their mental peace or for something greater good as well, isn't it? That's possible.
And I think that's where our next video should come as well. That would be talking a bit more about that.
Happiness is amazing. It's so amazing, it doesn't matter if it's yours or not. There's that lovely thing. A society grows great when old men plant trees, the shade of which they know they will never sit in. Good people do things for other people. That's it, the end.
That's beautiful.
You understand, isn't it?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. So again, what we have been doing, what is very prevalent in our society is we are asking reward for everything. We are being very selfish about most of the stuff. But I think in the sense, if someone is trying to do good for others, he is getting a reward in terms of peace, happiness, all that. So the reward doesn't have to be monetary.
Yes.
Isn't it? So the reward could be peace of mind, this could be happiness, this can be content, seeing other being happy makes you happy.
Yeah.
So of course they're getting reward as well, but there can be different forms of reward. Isn't it?
So I completely second to that, and I think that's very important to understand when we say about the wealth and the understanding and the perception of wealth. What people describe wealth is, and it's just not monetary, it's just not the assets, and it's not just the funds, it's just not the bitcoins, it's just not the stocks and all the real estate. It's all these things are important, but even the important thing from all the material or financial things are the self-content, the spiritual pleasure, and the content that you get from being helping other fellow human being, and it does not necessarily mean that you have to be a spiritual person, a religious person, whether you believe in a religion, whether you believe in any spirit or not. If you just like an atheist and don't believe in anyone, and you just believe in science, you can be a human at the end of the day, and that's what our main aim is. I think there's a great quotation from Albert Einstein: "Only a life lived for other is a life worthwhile." And I think this idea transcends not only to the kind of greatest intellectuals, but also if you look at any religious scripture, whether it's Bhagavad Gita, Dalai Lama saying, whether it's Bible and Quran, you'll have these sort of messages across all these kind of religious scripture, which transcends, this idea of living beyond the only meanings of financial or kind of monetary gains, which kind of more focuses on helping the others. And I'm sure I think the more important thing is you have something, whether it's a system, it's a tree, it's any sort of kind of beneficial thing for a society or a people, which transcends beyond your life. That would give the meaning of life to a person. That project, that kind of initiative is going to kind of help to transcend the life beyond the meaning of just meaning of our limited life, half shelf or half life.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is very important. Now, talking about opinions here, if I give alternate opinion or alternate point of view here is sometime it can come to mind, why do we need to live life for others, for example? That's the first question.
Yeah.
Why do I need to? Why can't I get peace from just doing things for myself? Why I have to do all this for others? Have you ever given this a thought? Because some people have been saying that. So, why can't I? Why everyone has to do things for others to get that peace? Why can't I do things for myself and get that peace from that? I don't know. What are your thoughts about it?
It's difficult to say whether it's some sort of subconscious kind of human need that only fulfills after you have passed the benchmark of fulfilling the needs of other beings. There are no kind of I don't seem to kind of find any particular reason why is that so, because when you think about humanly needs, or I'm gonna negatively portray it as more like a selfish needs. The thing is, there is no limit to our or someone's kind of expectation, something doing good for yourself, whether it's kind of in terms of your career, profession. I don't know, is there any end to any of our kind of needs?
Probably not. There is no end to even helping others.
So when
so
also
again, there is life is continuous, like a journey, isn't it? So there is, if I've given someone is hungry, I see poor people on the street, he's hungry, I've given him some food, I'm happy at that time. But my happiness is not lasting for long. I would be happy for maybe 1 day, 2 day, 2 hours, 2 weeks maybe. If I start, I help some person, okay. Then again, you need to do the same act again to get that. We need to do the same act again to get that. Do the same act again to get that. Similarly, I think same applies to yourself. For example, if someone becomes happy after buying an iPhone, or a laptop, or whatever, they have all the right to buy for themselves, isn't it? So having those selfish needs itself is not bad. The point comes is, I think this is a struggle, isn't it? Maybe I think the solution lies in balance. Maybe like you can reward yourself, but you can also reward others. Maybe all you need to do everything to be happy. So you can be happy when you buy something. You can be happy if you donate something to someone. So both of them are contributing to your happiness.
Yeah, with regards to selfish, not selfish, or self-related gains or needs, I think one must need to understand, or one must need to realize what is enough for him. Um, let's say the example that you were trying to compare. Let's say an iPhone gives a joy to a person. But do you think the same iPhone, if he buys again, the same model, same thing, is if he's going to buy again, is it going to bring that same pleasure? I don't think so.
No.
For example, when we talk about finances, or when we kind of professionally as well, if you are earning 2,000, do you think if we earn 2,000 next month as well, would the pleasure level would be same? I don't think so. It just kind of keeps creeping on. With the spiritual needs, any kind of anything that you do, any deed you do for someone else, there will be some sort of spiritual happiness, spiritual satisfaction that would achieve every time. We work in a healthcare environment. We've saved a lot of situation where we kind of see life in that situation.
Yeah.
Every time you save a life, you'll have same sort of happiness.
Yeah.
Every time you feed someone, you'll have same sort of happiness. That's the difference with the spiritual need and human body needs. And it's not just about the human needs of money. It's about everything. So I think that's where the contrast is.
I think that looks brilliant in this sense. For example, if I'm talking about it again, so buying an iPhone for myself, or someone want to buy an iPhone for themselves, it gives him peace. He's fine, and then or maybe happiness. Then he buys a laptop. Then he buys a camera, and then he buys something else. And then he buys something else. So different things. So probably he would be happy with that. Isn't it? But again, there would be a limit to it. For example, he can't continue because you cannot multiply. For example, if he has 2 cameras, would he be happy? I don't know. If he has 3 cameras, a lot of people have very fond of cars, especially billionaires. They're very fond. They have like 50 cars.
Yeah.
More power to them. They can afford it.
If someone can afford it, but that the question is it really going to bring the happiness?
I don't know.
Or is it going to fulfill their desire?
Apparently, they are very happy with this.
Yeah.
Well, especially if someone loves car, to have a collection of that, they are very happy with that. Now, I think if we compare that to the happiness which comes by donating to others, or it comes by helping others, probably it's different kind of happiness as compared to first thing. The second thing is there is no limit to that.
Yeah.
So again, if a billionaire wants, he can have all the car in the world, but there would be a limit for him to make him happy. But if you start helping others, so there's a lot of people would need that you can help, and of course, whenever you help someone, you should feel that you would feel that happiness. So probably I think the answer lies in maybe the magnitude.
Yes, I think magnitude, or you just at least have some reference for yourself that this is enough for you, at least to make you happy. I mean, you grow after that, that's absolutely okay. You achieve. I'm talking more about human needs, or a personal need, whether it's regarding any wealth, money, house, cars, whatever someone thinks. The only way someone can be happy is if they have got a reference that this is something that I really need in my life, that I would state as a kind of a stable life. Right. I'm not saying that he shouldn't go beyond that, but at least there should be some level of content at that level, and that is because that's going to bring the peace in mind, and that's the most important thing when we're talking about mental health issues, physical health issues, spiritual health issues. Everything is kind of combined with what is benchmark for us, or what's the threshold. After that, I'm not saying that you just need to stick with that, but at least if you've got that level, then you should be content for yourself. And then we can definitely talk about the spiritual need and on doing good for others as well.
I think that's fair enough. I think we should move to the next point now.
Okay.
But this was really interesting discussion, Dr. Thank you so much for your insight about it. I just want to go to this article and UG things which I wrote, I think yesterday. Basically, I want your thoughts about it. So, the point here is the purpose of this podcast or UG Thinks is basically to discuss opinions. We are here discussing opinions. All these are discussions. None of that is our, at least my fixed opinion. I have believed that I should not make opinion on any topic without enough knowledge. And even if I have made some opinion about a topic, I should keep it adaptable. Because if I get new information, new insight, then if something else clicks, my opinion at least would change. And I'm happy to continue doing that for the rest of my life until I die.